Here's the situation at the beginning of Family Ties. Our heroes are still hiding in the asteroid field within the stellar system in which Scorpius has his gamma base. Crace's command carrier is also in the system. They left M. Lee on the botanical asteroid to meet up with the Peacekeepers.
Have you found my security officer assigned to watch her?
I love that line. It's delicious, no pun intended. Things are okay for our heroes, okay relative to their usual predicaments, but as we've already learned, there's no stalemate that Chiana and Rigel can't frill up. This time, it's Rigel's turn.
No change in his course. He's accelerating away from Moya.
Let's be anything but surprised. Our weakest link is often the smallest.
Can't we do something? He's about to exit the asteroid. Peacekeepers haven't spotted him yet, but they will shortly. Pilot!
I shall attempt to contact him again. Rigel, please respond. Your Eminence, I beg you, respond.
Okay, so now Rigel can pilot a transport pod. Maybe they teach that at Dominar School. Anyway, Rigel has piloted himself into the range of Crace.
Why would the Hynerian be traveling alone?
Perhaps he wishes to become part of your collection.
Sirs, this Hynerian Royal was alone aboard the Leviathan transport.
You want the Leviathan gunship Offspring, the other escaped prisoners, the defector Eren Sun, and especially you want the one called Crichton. Well, I want my freedom. Interested?
Yes, Rigel is here to sell out his companions. Only now he's dealing with Scorpius as well as Crace. At least Rigel has a plan, which is more than the others have.
What do we know?
The map of this asteroid field you took from the botanist has allowed Pilot to plot Starburst path away from the Peacekeepers.
Moya will not abandon her baby.
He was too young to starburst on his own.
Is there any way we can use the Offspring's weaponry to our advantage?
Well, against a command carrier, until he's fully grown, it'll be like throwing
I can tell
stones.
you this for free. I will not be taken alive. I've been in the goddamn chair and I am not going back in it.
I know of the concept, but there is no Luxon word for it.
Suicide?
I am not talking about suicide. But it doesn't look like we're going to get out of this one, and if we're going to go down, I want to go down swinging.
Then we shall do so together.
Oh, just to be in the warm glow of all this testosterone. The smaller ship Crace and Scorpius will send can overpower us effortlessly.
Not that Rigel's plan is going well.
Dominar Rigel. My gamic base is but a short distance away. Once seated in my Aurora chair, your hunger pangs will be the least of your discomforts.
With all due respect, wrong. You won't get anything out of me that way. Ask him. My physiology won't tolerate it.
Would be dead almost instantly.
Oh, no need to travel to accommodate that.
Now, that is interesting, and I will interrupt here with a ponderable that I usually reserve for the end. Crace clearly has a history with Hynerians. We saw the severed heads in his quarters in the previous episode. Here we learn that Rigel knows something about Crace's past history with Hynerians, which Crace confirms. What is Crace's history? What has he done? Did he participate in the coup that removed Rigel from his throne? Questions to ponder. Whatever relationship Rigel had with Crace, it's about to get weirder.
Excuse me, do you mind?
You have eaten. You have bathed. What next? A nap?
As a matter of fact,
We must talk about your future.
You're clearly not the one to decide my future, Crace.
What do you mean?
Well, you've lost control here, haven't you? Not that it troubles me, but this Scorpius fellow, he's obviously the one in power now.
Be that as it may, allow me to make a case for my value in these negotiations, Your Highness.
Do you know what this is? You madman!
This is your death certificate. Proof you expired.
You're early. Come back tomorrow, then.
I am not your Reaper. Scorpius is. Did you really think you could strike an honest bargain with a Scaran half-breed like him? The moment Crichton is in custody, he's ordered your execution to show everyone what he thinks of traitors. Slow death.
Why tell me?
Because ironically, we find ourselves in similar situations. No matter what I do, I have no life beyond court-martial, incarceration, execution.
So what do you want?
To survive, as you do.
And just how do we do that?
Crais now has a plan, one that understandably shocks our heroes.
Please don't shoot. Of course, I would have demanded the same precautions myself, but...
Off the throne sled, Rigel, and face down on the ground.
Well, hardly. Then I'd miss your reaction to whatever's about to happen. And please, whatever your reaction, don't let it include weapons fire.
My boy Crais!
Clearly an awkward situation. However, I have asked Dominar Rigel the 16th for asylum, and he has accepted.
By the goddess, that's insane.
Clearly awkward indeed.
So, is there anything you want to say to me?
I think we covered it all when you left me for dead in the Aurora chair.
Yeah, the effects of the Aurora chair on Crais were glossed over. From the effects on Crichton that we saw, it doesn't seem like Crais should have emerged so unscathed, especially given how Aaron turned the chair up to 11. Despite this plot hole, Crais is clearly in a difficult position, as Rigel explains.
If you'd have seen Crais aboard his own ship, you'd know it was no act. This Scorpius character is carrying Crais's mivongs around in his hip pocket.
So you decided to take pity on poor Captain Crais.
I don't take pity on orphans, much less that butcher. However, as the mind that engineered our original escape, and virtually every correct decision since then, I recognize his value.
Like Crais is really gonna help us.
No choice. He's a walking corpse on his own ship.
All the more reason why Scorpius would not let him go.
Again, for the tiny part of your brain that calculates strategy, we didn't present it that way. Crais told Scorpius that if he came here under a flag of truce, he'd be able to convince you all to surrender.
You went there to sell us out, Rigel.
You bet your shiny blue ass I did. But I didn't, so make the most of it now.
Rigel's actions are reprehensible, but they change the dynamic among the people in the episode. Their current predicament forces a shared reckoning that begins before Rigel's return. Family Ties is a pertinent title for this episode, because the family that is becoming a reality is now being threatened and forever altered.
John, I've made a new family here, surrounded by all of you. Now I sense it's coming to an end.
Well, it's a Jerry Springer kind of family. But for what it's worth, Zan, you are family.
Aaron now has a bond with Pilot.
I appreciate your concern, Officer Sun, but I no longer require a chaperone.
Are you sure, Pilot? You seem quite upset.
Yes. Moya is terrified for her offspring and herself. That anxiety translates through her being into mine. Combine it with my own fear and...
Pretty potent adrenaline surge for you, I understand.
Officer Sun. Aaron. You and I, we've shared quite a lot in the time we've been together.
DNA for one. Help me learn some rudimentary science.
You've kept me alive when no one else could. There's no reason we all need to be recaptured. You have your prowler.
Don't think that option hasn't entered my mind.
We also see our first glimpse of Dargo's interest in Chiana.
When they board Moya, lock yourself in one of the cells, slip these on, and maintain no matter how many times they ask that we forced you to help.
Don't tell me how to lie. It's one of the best things I do.
You are a real pain in the EMA! But one I have grown to enjoy.
Aaron, meanwhile, moves closer to Crichton.
Is he anything like the man I met?
No. The man you met was an alien who'd taken the form of my father.
But he was constructed from your memory, so was it accurate?
A little idealized, but mostly, yeah.
You're lucky, you know. When I was very young one night, a soldier appeared over my bunk. Battle-hardened, scarred.
Cool. Your father?
My mother. She told me that I wasn't merely an accident or a genetic birthing to fill the ranks, that she and a male that she had cared about had chosen to yield a life. Mine.
What about your father?
I know even less.
And to Dargo.
Dargo, there won't be much time later.
I know.
We've had our differences, but you've become someone I rely on now.
I've become similarly affected.
Sorry I didn't get a chance to meet your son, Jothi.
I miss being a part of his life more and more each day.
Your blood runs through him, Dargo. That's influence enough. I'm sure he's very much like you.
Hopefully his mother's nose. I thought I would live much longer.
I never thought I'd live this long.
They are a family now, a team. Found families are the strongest ones, in my opinion. One person conspicuously left out of this love fest is Rigel. He has only himself to blame. He tried to give away his companions, but ended up bringing back Crais, though that is an odd but significant addition to the family.
Do you think it's an accident? Our species are so much alike.
You know the answer to that?
No. It's one of the mysteries I will miss solving.
Yeah. Kind of makes you feel your mortality, doesn't it? Being in there. That's what it's like for us. Every day, every hour, every minute, every second with you riding our asses.
I understand you didn't mean to kill my brother. It was an accident. I realize that now, as I look back and try to understand it all.
Got any idea what you put me through? All of us through?
I thought it was about my brother. It should have been about my brother. Somewhere along the way, my priorities decayed. I realized I'd become more concerned with my own image and career.
Do you mean to help? Now's the time.
It's a little weird that they accept back Rigel, and even weirder that they accept Crais. But they do. Turns out that Crais is actually helpful.
How long is Scorpius likely to delay attacking us?
Once he discovers your location, expect no delay. Fly a transport into the bridge of a command carrier. Suicide. The ship's sensors will detect explosive content, and you will be destroyed well out of range.
The chronite won't be active until the catalyst is added. It will appear to be a perfectly normal transport.
With weighted tonnage, moving slowly. What do you think, Officer Sun?
It's a long shot, but it's all we've got.
No. I have another idea. What does Scorpius value more than this Leviathan? I'd wager that precious research base down on that moon.
The oil-covered moon. Brilliant. Light his world on fire.
No, Scorpius is no fool. He'll never allow it.
Perfect. If he is as clever as you all say that he is, he will see the weight and explosive content for exactly what it is.
A flying ignition source.
Which will force him to do what?
Theoretically to turn and pursue, closing range to destroy you.
And when they change course?
Moya has the time to get clear of the asteroid field and starburst to freedom. Solid cargo.
What about Moya's baby?
He tucks in close. And we take him through starburst with us.
Someone still has to fly it, though.
One of us will have to sacrifice ourselves for the others.
Your plan is flawed. Scorpius will not chase the transport, because there's one thing that he values more than his precious base.
They all understand. It's the wormhole knowledge in Crichton's mind. Crais is now dispensable to Scorpius.
High Command has responded to your communique, sir.
Due to his now prolonged contact with the fugitives aboard their vessel, Captain Crais has now been officially pronounced irrevocably contaminated. You are officially authorized to take control of the situation as you see appropriate. What is the engagement?
Cripple the Leviathan so it can no longer function. If the offspring responds to our signal, take it into custody. If it attempts to retaliate or flee, destroy it.
What do you want, Crichton? What of Captain Crais and the other fugitive?
Insignificant. Dispensable.
Sir.
So, Crais has to find a new purpose.
Magnificent. Kal Tenaga Chivoko.
A crowning glory for whom?
For us, Officer Sun. Peacekeeper minds who believed that a Leviathan warship hybrid was possible.
Are you aware of other attempts to breed a ship such as this?
Numerous. All ending disastrously, killing both mother and child. But now I know why.
Well, the other Leviathans were in captivity wearing control collars, whereas this one was free when she gave birth.
Meanwhile, Crichton has two revealing conversations.
Why, you heard Crais. Scorpius wants me. And if I'm in the transport, it's more likely to draw the command carrier away from the rest of you guys.
Well, what if other people want you to?
Is this some sort of weird alien send-off?
Call it what you like. I know no other way to thank you for what you're doing.
Never before the big game. But thanks.
You saved my life.
Pass it on. When someone else needs it, return the favor. You pass it on.
You're not joking. I can have your possessions.
I die and you don't? Yeah, have at it.
Why?
Well, you're a material kind of guy, Rigel. Have some material.
What does that mean?
It means, Sparky, that you're a soulless bastard.
I am not.
Hey, who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky. We'll all die and you can have all our stuff.
That's not fair.
Sparky, Spanky, Fluffy, Buckwheat the 16th. You tried to sell us out.
But I didn't, did I?
They weren't buying, were they?
No. And I became convinced that after I turned you in, I would be next.
Now, how does that taste in your mouth?
Look, I know I can be selfish, but given a chance, I can usually...
Do what? Do the right thing?
Yes.
Rigel, I figure the right thing starts at the beginning of the day, not after you've been caught.
Thank you for the possessions.
Crichton has come into his own. Chiana is a quicker learner than Rigel about paying it forward.
Zan said we still had half an hour before the final batch of Lutra oil distills down.
So?
So I wanted to let you all know how much I appreciate everything you've done for me. For each of you. Your favorite dishes. Cordla. Smoked pronger sinew. Herbation mince stew. And of course, crispy growlak.
So Dargo and Crichton depart to set fire to the oil-covered moon.
This is Scorpius. The occupants of that transport are to be taken alive. That is my direct, inviolate order.
Fleet of bogies on the way. Fly faster, Rasta man.
If I could fly any faster, don't you think I would?
Just a figure of speech, Dargo.
Figure less and speak less. I'm the Chronite Savings.
I'm on it.
Come on, you guys, do it. Do it!
Officer Sun, the offspring is not responding to my entreaty. Perhaps you should...
Call him by his name, pilot.
You have chosen a name for him?
Yes, I have. It's Talon. It was my father's.
Sensors indicate an explosive device aboard the transport has just been armed. What shall we do?
Admire Crichton his strategy. If he ignites the oil surface of that moon, we will have to abandon our research and evacuate the base.
Should we shoot him down, sir?
I cannot risk killing the knowledge that he possesses, and he knows that.
What language is that? Anyway, their plan has one serious flaw. It's beyond Farbot.
Aaron, go and get them! Dargo can't survive for more than a quarter of an hour.
I know. Searching now.
Aaron, can you read me?
Meanwhile,
The offspring Leviathan, Talon, has broken from Moya's side and is operating independently.
should have kept your eyes on our boy Crace.
Ship! Depot into the asteroid field where the debris is densest.
Grace, what the yucks are you doing?
Saving myself, Your Eminence. I'm sure to your envy.
Talon is not mature enough to starburst. If you attempt this, you will damage him. You may die.
Thank you, Priest, but I know that. We'll be fine. Where no one can follow us, you or the
Grace,
peacekeepers.
you listen to me now. You stop what you're doing and you leave the ship now. You cannot take a child from its mother.
You forget. It was done to me, and it was done to you. Goodbye, Officer Sun.
Aaron can't get to Dargo and Crichton. Moya doesn't want to leave her child. Frelled all around. But did I mention that Crichton has come into his own?
Pilot, patch me through to Moya.
Done.
Moya, listen to me. We know how much you care about your baby. We feel the same way. That's why we've gone to all this trouble. It's not just to save ourselves, but to save you and him. Your only chance of rescuing him is to save yourself first. Moya, thanks for everything. Now do what you have to do.
15 microns and it won't matter anymore.
Prepare for starburst, people.
That's your season-ending cliffhanger, expertly executed as we have come to expect from Farscape, the greatest ever science fiction show.